Whatever you do, please change your environment immediately if you actually want to see the success that you're dreaming of. For the past years, I've been living in a college dorm, living at my parents' house, and now I'm living in Florida. And one thing that I can tell you is that environment is everything. Not only where you're at, but the people who you surround yourself by. When I was in school, as I'm eating this ground beef, eggs and avocado, by the way. When I was in school, I was surrounded by people who drank, surrounded by people who smoked, and surrounded by people who didn't go to the gym. And that led to me becoming lazy, drinking a lot, smoking a lot, all that kind of stuff. Because you are the product of your environment and your average of 5 friends. So who you are around matters. If you're around a bunch of bums, you're gonna become a bunch of bums. Even when I was at home, living at home, my brothers would play video games. They would sit around all day. Like, they wouldn't do much. They don't have that, money mindset, that elevation mindset to become the best version of themselves. That's my goal at the end of the day, to become the best version of myself and to level up every single day through the actions that I do, through the mindset that I have, everything. But understand this, if you are surrounded by people who aren't aligned with you, it's gonna be 10 times harder to, one, have that mindset and to actually make progress. Your subconscious mind is one of the most powerful things. One of the most powerful things. And when you're surrounded by people who are bums, when you're surrounded by people who are being lazy, who are drinking, even if you don't do it, in your subconscious mind, it's still affecting you. So you need to understand, if you don't make any changes to your environment and the people that you surround yourself with, nothing's gonna change. And I'm talking about it before with my college roommates. Once I went from a freshman surrounded by people who drank and smoked to sophomore year, when I was surrounded by people who went to the gym, ate a bunch of beef, ate a bunch of eggs, focused on protein, didn't go out a lot, myself leveled up as a person. Just from that one change. Nothing else really changed. And now that I'm in Florida, I walk around and there's Corvettes everywhere. There's Lambos everywhere. There's people who are hyper competitive. And that's the biggest edge you're gonna get, is that competition. When you surround yourself with the right friends, the right people who push you to be the best version of yourself, it's competition. Think about it. Primal men thrived off competition. You see these gorillas fighting over the female gorilla. You see these lions fighting over the female lion. Why? Because they're high test and they're competitive. You need to be in a competitive environment immediately. It is gonna elevate you and is gonna make you go to the next level. Just the environment here in Florida. Obviously the vitamin D, all the test boosting things, is amazing. But the people here are so much more competitive than Pennsylvania or at a college. And that's what I love, because I know that environment's gonna reflect on me to become the best version of myself. And even if you're older, watching this video, you gotta switch up your environment as well. If you're surrounded by people who watch sports or drink, is that making you the best version of yourself? You're hanging around your wife. Hanging around women and children has been shown to decrease testosterone. And when your testosterone is low, you're not gonna be competitive. You need to increase your competition and the people that you're surrounded with every single day, because it's gonna make you the best version of yourself. For years I didn't believe that. I thought, it's all in my own head. If I try hard every single day, I will get to where I want, no matter what my environment is like, no matter what people tell me. And that's bullshit. That's bullshit, because the subconscious mind, like I said before, is one of the biggest things. Even if you think consciously, oh, I'm gonna try hard, oh my God, I'm gonna do this, your brain's always gonna resort to the subconscious mind, because it takes up 90% of your matter in your brain, your subconscious. So when you're in an environment like this, when you're around people who are millionaires and trying to get as jacked as possible, trying to get as rich as possible, what do you think that's gonna do for you? You're not gonna have any other option. And when I was living at home, it's like, fuck, I'm around these people who aren't competitive at all, aren't striving for greater things, even though I know consciously that I'm trying to build myself more and more, it's that extra edge that gets you to push to the next level. And if you don't make that change, if you surround yourself with women and children all the time, or people who drink, or you're in a low test environment, that's the biggest thing, the low test environment. You're never gonna have that competition, and you're never gonna have that edge. And you got to understand to yourself, like, how badly do you want it? Do you want to level up, or do you want to stay the same? And I know a lot of people, they don't change their environment because they're completely fine by staying the same. But understand that it's not going to get you anywhere in life. If you actually want to have a mark on this earth, and you want to understand the potential that you have to switch your environment. I'm sitting here in Florida right now, and I went for a walk this morning. It's just a completely different vibe, completely different environment, and it pushes me to, record a video like this to tell you guys. It pushes me to get more jacked, to get more shredded, to eat even healthier, right? Maybe the big reason why you're not eating healthy is because you're surrounded by people who don't eat healthy. Maybe the reason you still drink is because people around you still drink. Like, you are going to be influenced by these things. I have a bunch of clients who tell me, oh bro, every weekday I'm locked in, but on the weekends I got weddings, I got events, I got business meetings, and they always want me to drink, they always want to do that. It's like, bro, you just fell into the low competition environment. And understand, like, you have control over every single action. You have control over everything. You can choose the environment that you're in. You can choose the things that you want to do. So why not do it? Why not become the best version of yourself? Why not max out your test by becoming in a super hyper competitive environment? Now, obviously, I'm not in Miami, Florida. That's one of the most hyper competitive environments. I mean, I really should be, but I'm not a big fan. There's still like some weirdos in Miami. I mean, it's all kind of just like fugazi stuff, but it's just a whole different level compared to Pennsylvania here. It's like, why would anyone not want to be hyper competitive? Even when I was a kid, when I was in sports, I just thrived off that competition. And there's two types of people in this world. There's people who either love competition or they hate it. And if you don't fall in love with the competition, you're always going to be average. You're always going to not see the progress that you want, because competition is what pushes people. It's what's going to push you to that next level. Because if there's someone better than you doing something, it just gives you that anger, that fueled source to actually push and go to the next level. But I'm telling you right now, you have to change your environment. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. This is only the start for me, living in Florida, but I guarantee you it's one of the best moves that I'm going to make. Why? Because of the competition. You're going to see me keep leveling up because I want more and more competition. If I had the choice to surround myself with a bunch of billionaires, I would do it. Because guess what? I'm going to acquire so much knowledge. I'm going to be so hyper competitive to try to get to their level. If you're, an average dude and you want to become more competitive, just go to the gym, find the most jacked dude, talk to him. Become friends with him. Maybe hang out with him. Boom. There's your competition, right? He might be your friend, but everything is competition. I mean, you guys know that I hang out with Dom. We're still in competition with each other because that's what makes us the best version of ourselves. And if you don't change your environment and you don't have competition, you're always going to struggle to see the progress that you want. So just take action, change your environment, become more competitive, and you will not only max out your testosterone, but you will go to the next level.